Last time on Off the Beaten Path.
Where you finally arrive to this glorious town here.
I just realized I have no gold.
She brings her foot up onto the table.
Man, I hope you sleep with one eye open. How many?
32.
Jesus God.
In a world divided by cities and wilderness, where anything can and will happen just beyond the city gates, only the foolish, crazy, most balls-to-the-walls adventurers dare to venture forth. Tarvin, the Bear of Thor, Stoic, the Burning Death, and Prad Bit, actor extraordinaire. Together, they will go off the beaten path.
As you exit the Drowning Cat, you see Josh heading out of this abandoned-looking temple and heading towards an area that is basically. It has a big sign that is just a 6 with a goblin head, like in the circle of the 6. And it looks very much like like the flat building. It's very flat with a lot of different rooms.
Is their motto, "We'll always leave the lamp on"?
I'll go.
As you step in, Josh, you'll see that there's a few people trying to check. It looks like a family of like 4. There's, Papa Orc, Mama Orc, and then the 2 goblins, or 2 orc children. And it seems like the mother is the one doing all the yelling. And she's just like, finger in the attendant's face, screaming as the attendant just kind of sits there with wide eyes. You can see that she is a drow. She seems very young. She seems very, not drow-like, too. She seems very, wide-eyed. You can see she's kind of panicking.
The scene you're describing makes me think of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where that cop screaming at that guy. Listen here, you fuzzy little shithead.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna sit in the waiting area and just start reading a magazine.
You pick up a magazine. It's from the Gold Coast. You see Alex's face on the cover of it. It says, "Has actor gone too far? Read more on page 13."
I'm gonna read it.
It basically explains how he's got a film that's about to start in the works and how he just went off the grid, paid for a wagon out into to Goblin Town, and is supposedly living like a urchin out there. Saying yeah, I saw him out in Goblin Town eating shit out of a gutter. It's like National Enquirer level bullshit. Yeah. And the orc lady eventually gets her refund of a couple copper pieces, and she ushers her family out. And the drow lady kind of takes a deep breath and looks at both of you and goes, "How can I help you?" She's like, "We have a room available."
I heard there was a fighting ring here called the Crucible.
Taking a sip of water, she fight. I don't fight. No fighting here.
I'm not asking you to fight. I'm asking where it is.
Don't fight here. There's no fighting here either. Fighting in the room, you gotta get kicked out. You gotta go. We don't allow the fighting. You see, she seems pretty intimidated by you guys.
Let me persuade her.
What do you say, Jared?
Nothing.
You walk up and put your elbow on the table and you just step away. She kind of just looks at you and she's kind of backs up a little bit. She's like, "So 1 room? That the rate is a silver piece a night."
I'm gonna get up on the counter, or not on the counter. I'm gonna get up to the counter. I'm gonna put my finger down and I'm gonna say, "I heard there was a fighting ring here, and you're gonna tell me where it is." 9.
You like fire, don't you? It'd really be a shame if this place.
Manager or something?
We're just talking.
She's like, "I feel very affronted at this."
And I feel pretty insulted that you think we're up to no good automatically, and you think we're gay.
Whoa, I did not say you guys were. No, there's nothing wrong with that. If there's anything wrong with that.
So now you agree and you think we're gay.
No, not there's anything wrong with that, but no, I don't think you're gay.
You saying I'm gay?
She's saying we're both gay. She's like, "You guys want one room?"
Jared, you go ahead and
If
make
you
an
leaned in
intimidation
far
check.
enough, your face would have came in on.
At 12.
Well, she goes, I'll comp you guys for the first night if you want a room. You don't have to stay together. We only have 1 room though. It's got 2 beds.
This man.
You don't have to keep the beds.
What the hell did you just
don't have to
say?
keep the beds pushed together. There's nothing wrong if you want to keep them together.
So you're saying you're insinuating we want to push
There's
these
nothing wrong with
beds
that.
together.
No, I'm saying if you want to, you can, but you don't have to. You can push them apart.
Rather, we're gay or he's too fat to fit in one bed. Which is it?
He is a very large man.
You're saying I'm fat and gay now. Natural 20?
For what? You can't just roll and not do anything.
I don't know. Hold on. I haven't thought about it yet.
I don't know.
Just be like,
Okay, I'm good. I can't do that.
She'll say, okay, listen.
spit it out.
I don't know anything about a fighting ring, but the last guy who came in here, who was a part of the whole thing, he said that he was going to go and investigate this rumor. It's just a rumor. It's all just rumors about a problem outside of town. And that was the last I heard of him. He's a good man. Wasn't gay. Nothing wrong with that. Nope. She just looks down at the floor.
I'm gonna push an extra talisman across the desk and be like, cleanse your sins.
Talisman of the dragon.
I'm gonna walk out.
So no room?
You can have that room, by the way. I'm sleeping in the stables tonight, so.
That's where you look like you'd fit.
At this point, coming from the east into town is several people. They look like standard soldiers. They come running into town with burn marks on their bodies, and one of them has their arm cut off, like right at the elbow, and it's just bare, like it's bleeding through the wraps that they wrapped it in.
I'm gonna walk up to him. Dude that has his arm cut off.
He runs into you and he's like,
I'm gonna be like, shh. I'm gonna use the healing hands on his arm. Like, remember Pellamore.
persuasion, Jared. Just do what you get here.
13.
So he kind of looks up at you and you see his eyes kind of quiver for a second.
Tell me your troubles, child.
There were ants. Giant ants. And they cut the arm off that you just fixed.
Alright, just relax.
He says, bless you. He says, bless you, sir. And he even drops to his knees. And he says, praise Pellamore. Pellamore. Praise Pellamore.
I'm gonna take my emblem and put it on where it needs to be.
He holds it on there and he's like, bless you and Pellamore.
I'm gonna toss him a gold piece.
He takes these.
Where are the ants?
He says they were that way. There's a big pile of rust. They were crawling all in it and around it, and there was like hundreds.
Alright. Pray every Sunday. Go on.
After that, they run towards the bar.
One follower.
So Alex, you're sitting in there. He's still going on, and then these guys come busting in through the door, yelling about needing clerical assistance.
Well, by golly, I think I can get out of this fucking room for once. I think I can find you a cleric anywhere outside of this bar.
One of them even goes, I think I recognize you. Were you in that?
Why, yes, I am Brad Pitt, world famous actor.
Like, no, I thought you were me and Lisa.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm not fucking helping your ass now. You piece of shit.
He's like, his movies are just so... There's something.
I hope you bleed out and die in this bar. You mother... Excuse me, bar raid? We need a cleric, we need a healer.
She says, my name is Alvida.
Alvida?
Alvida.
Alvida?
I imagine
It's okay if you don't remember it. Most people don't remember it, but you've seen so many people, so many places. But yes, you can just call me Barwinch.
or wife.
She says that under her breath.
This man's gonna die.
You're gonna go out and check old skeleton guy
Yeah,
out?
we're gonna wander over to old Skelly.
He's whittling. When you walk in, he's like, oh, are you guys here to make a prayer to the altar?
Well, I really need a cleric.
I happen to be one of those,
Well,
actually. I got training at the old, but I can do your healing.
I'm sorry, where was that?
This.
What?
These guys really need some help.
He rubs his bony hands together and he says, by the power given to me by the forgotten god, I pronounce you healed! And then he sits back down and they just they look around for a second like they're not sure what happened. But then they're like, oh, well, that did work. Thanks. Just remember, whenever you need praying, come to old Skeleton.
Old Skelly.
Call me Skelly if you want.
Skelly. Alright.
It's not my real name, but people call me that anyway, so why not? Last name's Wellington, actually. You can call me Wellington, I prefer that. While you're here, Mike, prayer to the altar?
What kind of altar is it, sir?
Oh, well, it's obviously the altar of the forgotten god. I mean, of course.
I think I'm gonna have to pass. I'm not a very religious man.
Oh, well, that's understandable. What about you? He starts talking to the soldiers, making this spiel.
I really want to find out what happened to these gentleman that wandered into town.
Oh, well, you gonna
beat the
ask
hell,
him?
So yeah, I'm gonna interrupt.
He just takes his head off and puts it on the ground.
Yeah, I like that's great. He just goes, "I'll just do this." he puts it down, and his body just sits very still.
Let me lower my head real quick. You're talking, you're like, and he's like,
These giant ants attacked us. Millions and hundreds and millions and more than millions ants just crawling in and out and all around, and we were taking the path that leads out to the east. And that's how we came back. So I would, if you follow that way, if you follow the blood, you'll probably find it.
follow the blood and the broken pride. We'll find where we need to go.
This kind gentleman, he takes the emblem and he says, "Kind gentleman handed me this emblem, and I would like to give it to you as a token of my appreciation." He's the great green dragon Pelavir. And he hands it to you.
Don't show that to me. I'll kill him.
The great green dragon Pelican.
I'm gonna have to come fucking punch the
Pelican.
you.
The great white dragon Pelican. That was what it was.
People are gonna start dying pretty soon.
Alright, so you exit out. You see these two gentlemen.
I'm gonna walk up to him. Excuse me, gentlemen. I had a kind of chance to speak with those warriors that came back into town all beat up and bloodied. And they were out after some treasure when they were attacked by swarms of giant ants. I don't know if maybe that's something y'all want to check out, but wherever you guys go, I was hoping I could tag along.
As long as you can keep up.
I can hold my own in a fight. I've been in enough action scenes. I think I can manage.
Action scenes aren't the same as the real thing.
Why don't we just let the actions speak for themselves?
Actors speak louder than words. You guys are going to head off towards this blatant call to adventure.
What is the reward for all this?
Out of character completely. You guys, just in this world in general, you can't look to see if there are bounties for things. Generally, any quest that I give to you in one way or another, someone probably asked for it to be done.
Where are the soldiers at?
They're back in the church.
You enter the church with these two again, and the skeleton pops up and
That's
peeks
fine.
over. He says, "Would you like to,
That's fine.
How you doing?
Altar.
That's fine.
Statue?"
What? No. I'm gonna go up to the dude with the arm.
He's like, "Oh, it's you again, the paladin. Thank
Of
you
who?
again." He says, "Of the great."
Watch what you say.
He says, "The great red dragon Pelamore."
Good job.
I thought you said the great white dragon pelican earlier.
The great what?
I was not in my right mind.
The
Everything was
great
still jumbled.
white dragon pelican.
Pelamore, red dragon. I gave him the emblem to spread the word, just as you said. And
Okay, we need to know who sent you on the quest.
a bounty from the lookout station here.
You still have it?
He reaches, he searches, and he pulls out this like scraggly piece of paper.
You're an actor. You read.
There has been some problems with giant ants in the past. Not really attacking, but just being a nuisance. Like, sometimes their path will go across the road, and wagons just can't go through because these ants are so fucking big, so they're just stuck there. And so they have to turn back and go all the way back to the Gold Coast, and they lose money. Lookouts were just like, go stop the ants from doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and we will give you about 500 gold.
So, how many ants did you see personally?
Hundreds. Millions. What's more than a million?
Which is it?
Million hundred.
Million.
Billions?
Is that bigger? Is he making something? Is that real?
Probably.
Sir, do you know who I am?
I do not. Should I?
I feel sorry for you.
He kind of looks to his soldiers, and one of the soldiers like, I thought he was Liam Leeson. I know who this guy is though now. And the great green dragon Pelavir.
I'm gonna rock him. 16.
Roll a d4 plus your strength modifier damage.
I need a d4. 4. 7.
He just goes cold to the ground. And the
Okay.
cleric goes, whoosh, and he stands back up and he's like, that'd be 4 gold.
I'm just gonna laugh. Weakling.
Just gonna pat him on the shoulder.
He kind of shrinks away a little bit when you do that, but he stays standing.
Have I ever seen any Alex's movies?
But just roll the dice.
Yeah, 20?
14.
Yeah, you've probably heard of him. You might not have ever had time to watch one, but you probably heard. He had one movie about about your army, and it was kind of a spoof, sort of like The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin, making fun of Hitler. You're not sure if it was him or Liam Neeson.
It's like Inglourious Bastards, which was...
Ask him if you acted in that movie.
You didn't know who I was. Well, we've been traveling on this wagon since the Gold Coast. You didn't know... You never heard of me? You never
I've never seen a movie either.
What is wrong with you people? My acting is a blessing on this world.
Give us a sketch. All right, let's go outside. Give us a sketch.
Why don't we just go down to the library and see if they got any of my films on holotape?
But that's not as good as the real thing.
All right. I'm going to give a performance.
Oh, God.
Educate us, urchins.
20. Right
He
there.
does a mighty impressive sergeant, Jared.
Good job.
For a moment, you start to like flash back there to your that time, that battle that stays with you. For a moment, you flash there, and instead of seeing Alex there, you see your sergeant telling you to get over that wall, boy, get your ass moving, and then you kind of shake, and it's just this drow standing there, and you're just like,
I'm like,
Alex, you believed that they had been moved. Josh, you have no reference, but I mean, he seems like he's pretty intimidating when he does it.
So that's pretty impressive, little one.
Well, thank you. I know it's quite amazing.
you did make my day better. All right, let's go kill these ants.
Had to get a little acting in real quick before the thing.
Thank God you're a good actor. Yeah, please. My royal clown.
I need to watch a bunch of Brad Pitt movies so I can get
Fight Club,
references.
7. What's in the box? That's gotta be your catchphrase.
You have to laugh like Brad Pitt too.
He was in Snatch.
He walks in and he's like listening to music or whatever because he goes on like a 5-mile run to work every day. And he comes in and he's like, he walks in and he's like,
Yeah, he's in the closet.
full of energy.
George gets out of the shower.
He's always like smiling really big and stuff.
And he opens the closet and
George
Brad Pitt's like,
in the face.
and George Clooney shoots him.
That's gonna be a fun quest giving opportunity for Alex. Like your manager's like, hey, I got a role for you. I need you to investigate how to be a bank robber. So go rob a bank.
So go rob a bank.
Or hey, we're doing a movie on dragon slayers. I need you to slay a dragon.
He's not very subtle sometimes. He's like, we're trying to make a movie about suicide. so we need you to kill yourself on camera.
Moving on. So following the blood, which is pretty substantial the further you get away from Goblin Town, you find yourself reaching a part of the forest that starts to become more dead. The trees are losing their leaves, the bark is becoming black. The ground is starting to be covered in like ash. You can see the sky more clearly. You can see the clouds are rolling in now. Another storm approaching. And then in the distance, you see what these soldiers were talking about. Very large anthill structure, but it is obviously not dirt. It is rust. And you see standing outside of this anthill, blackened looking trees that are moving around, awakened in some way. And crawling all through their bark and up through their twig hair are these like red fire ants.
Well, you're the actor.
And they're kind of standing around.
Maybe you could trick him.
And you can hear them talking about those soldiers and like making fun of them. Like, you saw that one who tried to run away? I kicked him right in the shit. And like they all start laughing and they're throwing their arms up, and when they throw their arms up, some of the ants go flying off, but then more ants like crawl on them to take over. They seem like they're having a joyous time. What do you do, Josh?
I'm going straight in there. I'm going into rage.
So
Attacking some ants.
there's millions of them, Josh. Millions.
I'm going to think about my layout right now.
Well, from where you're standing, these awakened trees aren't quite like gargantuan trees. They're not like Treebeard. They're very much like your size. They're maybe more like Josh's size, maybe 7 feet tall. And the ants that are crawling them aren't big. The ants crawling on them are only visible because they're red. That's how you see them crawling.
So I could have seen these dudes are dicks.
Oh, well, they are making fun of the soldiers that almost got slaughtered in front of them. They don't seem like very good people. But the layout around the anthill itself is, it's maybe like 30 feet radius from like the edge of the anthill is like there's no trees. They've all been burnt away. It's very clear, very open. And then like spreading out even more, like 60 feet from there, like you're at the edge of this 60 feet, the trees are very like dotted around. It's a very open area, almost like there was a large explosion here. And you see, counting them out, you see maybe 5 of these tree creatures.
I'm gonna hang back and watch these two gentlemen. I haven't been in a whole lot of real combat, so I'm not really ready to run in there and face ants.
So let's say we're facing 5 trees and 1 million ants.
I got a battle axe, great axe.
You should get chopping.
Chop this tree down.
That's right.
Drop it on top of his bitch ass ants.
That's right. I'll cover your flank.
I'm chopping the tree.
That's next to you?
I'm gonna try and chop it so that it'll fall on top of the ants.
So, Jared, you yell that, probably assuming that Josh is going to run out there and fight, but he just goes, yeah! And turns and starts hitting the tree right next to you, and it's just like, doom, doom, doom.
Like, hey.
And as he does that, the tree creatures look over, like, real slow, they look over, and they're like, they're talking to us, I was like, do you see that fucker trying to cut down one of the trees over there?
Oh, shit.
And he goes, oi! The hell are you doing?
I'm just gonna look back here chopping. What?
He's trying to cut the fucking tree down. The fuck you doing?
Get
Don't
some
worry about
firewood.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
You ain't us.
Hey, who the fuck are you? You the leader?
What?
Get your troll under order.
Fuck off.
Excuse me.
He ain't no troll.
Did you just call me?
They start to walk over.
He
towards
called you a
at this point.
troll.
I'm walking towards them too with my battle axe out.
I'm gonna walk up.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative. Just having people in order.
17.
12,
15.
Bottom of the fucking initiative rolls. There we go. It'd be really funny if he died in the first combat he gets into, yeah.
Just
The
immediately
roll of a
die.
lifetime when he dies in like
A roll of a life.
2 hits.
Literally the roll. Haha. He kind of just comes stomping up to you primarily, Josh, and you see that he stands about your height, maybe even a little taller with his branchy hair. And he kind of pushed you, and he's like, "The fuck you doing cutting down our tree? It's our tree? That's actually my fucking brother. You know what his name is?
I don't care.
His name's fucking Bark."
That's cute.
And he pushed you a little bit again. And he looks over to you, Jared, and he's like, "You better get your fucking troll in order here."
Better watch your fucking mouth.
I'm about to go into rage.
You're
He
nothing but a
puffs
little,
out his tree trunk, and he's like,
You're nothing but a sapling.
"Maybe you need to get your little fucking human in order and get your bitch asses stepping."
Hey, excuse me, gentlemen. Excuse me.
Who the fuck is this?
Excuse
He's
me.
burnt more than we are. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be an elf.
Now,
Is he your leader? You
now,
let this
now
burnt
listen,
ass guy lead you?
listen here now. Listen here, right? I think we all got off the... I'm trying to go into a fucking Irish accent now.
I respect that.
I think we all got off on the wrong foot.
We ain't got feet. We got roots.
So
This
make
guy's
you
burnt so bad his eyes don't see straight. I don't know which one of you's dumber. The other twigs are going,
We're burnt. You're completely black, dumbass.
that's what we do.
We get
He
burnt
pounds
because we're
his trunk.
stupid.
So that's clever.
Thanks.
Did you learn that from your mama?
No, I didn't know my mom. Dickhead.
That's very sad. I don't know my mom either, dude.
Probably because she's a dumbass that got burnt down out here. Or cut down and tried
We
to cut off
probably
a
burned it for
firewood.
firewood last week.
Well, you burnt
On our way
mine.
into town.
You burnt my mother.
Probably.
Oh my god.
You gonna do something about it?
I'm about to whoop you up and down this
Tree.
burnt ass forest.
Are you?
Yeah.
Put up your dick gunners.
Alright, he's gonna swing at you, Josh. Why not? Does an 11 hit you?
No.
So he swings and you just duck under his swing. After that, we have Joshua.
Okay, so I'm chopping him with my great axe. 25.
Oh, yeah. His punch leaves him wide open, and with your knowledge of combat, you just come crushing down with your...
Jesus.
You literally split him down the middle, and his companions are just like, these motherfuckers.
And then after I do that, I'm gonna use my bonus action to go into rage. I'm gonna go.
They start yelling too. They're not going into rage, but they start going, ah, he killed Charlie! And they start like running towards you guys.
I'm gonna rock one of them.
Your fist?
Yep. No.
Gone forever.
What are you swinging him with?
My glaive. I'm gonna run up to him, just spin. 12.
Damage?
Yeah.
So Jared comes running past you, Josh, and with his glaive extended spins and cuts one of the tree's heads clean off. And it drops, and the other three keep yelling like, "They killed Lucille!"
I imagine the trees off the Wizard of Oz. The apple trees, like, ah.
And that brings us...
I never really swung a real sword before.
They're still screaming this whole time. Ah!
I guess I'm going to go ahead and...
I like how calm and like just easy about everything you are.
Alright, so
I guess I'll pull my sword out and kill this guy.
try to stab one, but I got a 3, 5, 7 to hit.
So as they're screaming, you swing and one of them just goes poof, and knocks it away, and then they kind of look at you, and then they look at you guys still screaming, and then they're going to make their attacks. One of them swings and you push him away, but the other two claw at you with their gnarled-looking, disgusting tree hands.
Is it sloshing damage?
It is piercing damage. It's 9 total. So they slash at you, and they even see how, like, their claws should have gone deeper, but they didn't. They keep screaming like, ah! And they look at each other like, I don't know what we're doing here! And we're back at the top with the tree that got cut in down the middle, and you see his head split and his mouth is on both sides, but they both look up and go, ah! And that's his whole turn. Because he's technically dead.
There we go.
22.
19 to hit.
11 damage. So what are you hitting him with, Alex? So
Poking
you guys kind of do like this Ginyu Force style attack at the same time as they're screaming after hitting Josh, and you just decimate them. Like, cut their arms off, do some slashes. Jared gracefully spins again and lops the heads off, and Josh carves down the middle, and they all drop into just like timber wood on the ground.
That's the first living creature I ever
They were
killed.
just little ants that were crying.
I'm like, I'm so proud
And
of
you all get 25 experience.
That was probably the smoothest any fight has went for us.
One fight down.
Next fight, we're facing dragons. So get ready, guys.
Next time, off the beaten path.
So, boys, you want to enter this ant? Are you a big goblin or something?
I'm a Goliath.
Oh yeah.
I'm down.